What is up, everybody? Crypto Hedge here with another live stream update. I hope you guys had a fantastic Monday. We had a big Bitcoin Monday today, but not so much with the altcoins. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Welcome to my Crypto Hedge live stream that I do quite frequently. If we have anyone new here, make sure to smash that like button and also subscribe to my channel. And of course, follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is @CryptoHedge_. I'm going to check out the chat box real quick so that I can see that everyone's in here. We have a lot of the Hedge family in here right now. And I want to make sure that the live stream is up and running properly. So if you guys could let me know in the chat box if the live stream is running properly, then we can get started. Yeah, my hair's up in that picture, that profile picture. That was a while back ago. That was like probably a year ago, and I was definitely a lot darker than I am now. So it's an imposter. It's an imposter. It's a fake Crypto Hedge in my profile picture. 1 hour and 33 minutes. What's up, Keith? Keith was saying on my Twitter. What did he say? It was kind of funny. He's like, I typically add an hour and a half to the time, he says, before I look for the stream. That's very true. I usually don't do the stream exactly when I say I'm going to do it. And partly it's because I'm getting the live stream ready, and I'm also getting the charts ready, everything that I want to talk about, because you guys would probably not enjoy me going on a live stream and just doing everything live, because it would take me a lot longer. So I try to prepare everything for the Hedge family out here doing it big, and we're gonna get started here like right now. So I know the altcoins took a big dive today. Man, it took a big dive today. Even I was caught off guard. You know, I didn't have really any stop loss orders set at all, which is like not me at all. Like I just am not that person. But I had everything in cold storage, and I still do have everything in cold storage. I didn't swing a damn coin. Other than Litecoin. I did swing my Litecoin. Very small amount though. But I did BTFD. I did buy the dip on some coins. And I'm going to show you guys, this is going to correlate with two of my previous live streams talking about, oh my gosh, I'm so bullish. We're going to go on a big bull run. And I know that Bitcoin is taking the fame. And what we're seeing right now with Bitcoin, let's hop over to the Bitcoin. Let's hop over to it. Actually, this isn't even the chart. But what I don't think, see, Bitcoin is not stopping right now. I know probably people thought right here at this location, like probably an hour ago, that Bitcoin was going to stop. I knew damn right it was not going to stop. My target is actually above the all-time high, believe it or not, as of right now. But yeah, so Bitcoin has just been going off on a tangent today, increasing, still relatively low volume for Bitcoin. This is, I guess you could call it the fifth wave of the Elliott wave pattern. And we are steadily increasing, hopefully, to a $6,000 Bitcoin. I would love to see a $6,000 Bitcoin. But we are definitely bullish. And I know I tweeted about it, I know I tweeted about the fact that if Bitcoin does become bullish, we could see a $6,000 Bitcoin in a shockingly short period of time. Obviously, that's looking like it's going to be the case right now. From everything that I've looked at, that's obviously the case right now for me. But I think that on the way, there's obviously going to be some correction. There's going to be some corrective moves with Bitcoin on the way to 6,000. Now, will we hit 6,000? I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not a wizard. I sure as hell hope that we hit $6,000, but there's no sure tell way for me to know that we're going to be heading straight to 6,000. So I think it's going to be a bumpy road like it has always been with Bitcoin. There's always been volatility. I showed you guys the CNBC article last live stream where they were saying, brace for volatility. No crap. Obviously, there's volatility. I think everyone that's watching this live stream knows that there's volatility, and a lot of people are trying to learn how to trade so that they can battle the volatility and protect their profits, which is one of the things that we're doing in the Crypto Campus Club that we just recently started at the beginning of this month. I guess you could call it a private trading group, but it's a lot more than that. We're focusing on education. The website is almost up and running, and we're going to be doing courses and stuff like that. And it's going to be strictly focused on cryptocurrencies, not how you would trade the stock market. So because they're relatively different. Some of it's the same though. But yeah, so Bitcoin's taken off, and I don't think Bitcoin is going to be stopping anytime soon. Now, a way that I could say for a relative comparison, and I did put it on Twitter a while back, and very well, that's how it panned out. We had a little bit of a fake out here, fell out of the price channel with Bitcoin, and popped right back into the price channel. Now, my goal for Bitcoin is at around $5,200. Well, that's not even $5,200. That's like $5,300. Whatever. It's close. It's close in proximity. But my goal is to hit the top of this price channel for Bitcoin, and then we'll see a little bit of a retracement. But I think that we're gonna stay in this price channel. We can see the fake out right here. Oh, the fake out. The fake outs are good. You know, the fake outs are basically, shaking hands with the bears in a sense. We saw a shakeout on the previous bull run in the price channel, like right around here. If I could take out my little marker, right here we saw a little bit of a fake out, and then we popped right back up, which is basically what we're seeing right now. I'm getting a text message. I need to put my phone on mute. This is going to be aggravating. Hold on one moment, guys. You guys hear text message noises? I'm sorry. So we had a little bit of a fake out here. Same case with Bitcoin. A little bit of a fake out. And then we popped right back into the price channel. Now this right here is not the price channel. This is just a bunch of crap that I was moving around. So I think that we are clearly heading back up. And I think that once we hit either the middle of this price channel, which would basically be right here, at the all-time high, we can see a little bit of a retracement, but I'm feeling like we're going to be hitting the top of this price channel, which would bring us from anywhere to $5,200 to, let's say, $5,300, and we'll see a little bit of a retracement in the price channel, and I'm expecting that. Now, I think Bitcoin is very well going to continue to go up, and we all know that there's big money coming in, institutional money, Goldman Sachs, Fidelity Investments. There's a lot of money waiting on the side to get in, and it's only time will tell when they're going to be getting in, and I think it's going to be relatively soon. So you guys heard in my last live stream I said a $12,000 or $13,000 Bitcoin by the end of the year is a possibility, but anything could happen. So I mean, we could double top here and we could fall down to $2,000. That could happen, but until I have confirmation of that happening, which clearly it doesn't look like that's happening right now. We literally broke out of a wedge, a rising wedge for Bitcoin, which is ultra bullish. I don't think that we're going to be heading down to $2,000 just yet. But obviously there's going to be volatility, and obviously I'm going to be coming back to give you guys more live streams with updates and stuff like that. And of course, follow me on Twitter. I'm very active on Twitter, guys. So I'm going to show you guys a few things that I've been looking at. I know that we looked at XRP, which is Ripple. And I told you guys that Ripple is, they have the Swell the Swell Conference coming out for Ripple. I think it's October 16th through the 18th, which is going to be a huge event. A lot of money, a lot of big money showing up at that event. And I think that Ripple is definitely going to continue the uptrend. I'm hodling Ripple for a little while. So I know Ripple took a nosedive today. We're going to go over to Ripple right now. I don't have any charts saved for Ripple, but you guys know that I showed you guys last time, so I'm going to make sure I have the chat box here so that I can see what you guys are up to while I do this. Hold on one second. You know anything about alt dumps and Bittrex being them selling to new Korean exchanges? Not sure what you mean, numbnuts. Numbnuts. This is all a setup. Chat box is a bit in the way. I'll make sure that I don't mess up the screen with the chat. I know the chat box is in the live stream, but I'll make sure that you guys can see it. FUD is what makes the prices rise. Litecoin isn't budging. We're going to get to Litecoin in a second. Yes, Litecoin is a little bit of a different story. Nothing terrible, though. Chat box is in the way of the chart. Let me see. The chat box is in the way of the chart, but it's not going to be in the way of what I show you. I'll make sure that I work off the left side, so I'll be careful. Hopefully I remember. So I don't know if you guys want the chat box there. Someone said it's all a setup. I'd love to hear what they think about it being all a setup. Litecoin isn't budging. Litecoin is becoming a liability. What do I think about Stellar Lumens? It follows the Ripple chart very well. Stellar Lumens does follow Ripple. Stellar Lumens is a fork of Ripple. And it's basically been following it already since Ripple woke up and started this uptrend. So I think Stellar Lumens will have a run for the money as well. But I'm not in Stellar Lumens. I don't have any Stellar Lumens. If I was to have Stellar Lumens, it would all be in Ripple right now because I have it in Ripple. So that's what I think about Stellar Lumens. Although it will probably rally with Ripple since it's a fork of Ripple. And Ripple seems to always follow its own path. It always does its own thing. It really can't be comparable to or relative to the rest of the alternative coins. I think most people know that, but if you don't know that, Ripple kind of just does its own thing. And when it does its own thing, it does its own thing. It usually when it wakes up, like it's doing right now, I think it's going to continue to wake up. I know that we saw it dump hard. Let's go to the 4 hour real quick. And I'm going to show you, there's some crazy stuff I'm going to show you because this correlates perfectly with everything else I was talking about, how I could see an altcoin party or an altcoin rally like we saw in May, which is a possibility, especially if Bitcoin is making the moves that I really do think it's making, and most people think it's making these moves as well to the upside. So I'm going to show you guys some of the things I was looking at. And I did post one of them on Twitter, which has to be Lisk. We're going to get to Lisk. And I haven't gotten my Lisk yet, so hopefully you guys don't buy all the Lisk up, because I do want to get into Lisk. Lisk is at a low. Got to think about Lisk. Rebranding coming up. And I'm going to show you a pattern that I identified. But yeah, so Ripple definitely took a dump today. Definitely took a dump. You can see that very clear that it took a dump. Now, I'm obviously, if you guys got in at 47 sats, you guys are still profitable. So I got in at 47 sats, and I'm still profitable. And we have bounced, it looks like, and we could be heading down a little bit more, possibly finishing this candlestick right here. But I think that Ripple is going to be heading up, and I think that the sky is the limit for Ripple. Even though Bitcoin is taking all the fame right now, I think that when it comes to a specific point in time with this Bitcoin rally, the altcoins are going to start waking up from this Bitcoin rally. I know that people are getting into Bitcoin because they want the free coins and the SegWit 2x and whatever, which is true. But at the same time, I think the altcoins will still have their time to shine at a certain point when Bitcoin continues to go up. Can the altcoins continue to fall until the fork happens where people get their coins? Possibly. But I also think that the altcoins are going to wake up before that. And we saw that Litecoin bounce today too off of a support level that's been hit multiple times, and I'll show you that in a second. But yeah, this is Litecoin. So I'm going to get over to what we were looking at. We were looking at XRP. I don't want to jump all over the place. Stay organized. Oh, that's Lisk. Don't buy all the Lisk, guys. I want to get some Lisk. I try to get into the slider stream, so you guys better not do that to me. Where am I going over here? XRP. There we go. So XRP took a little dump. Took a little, explosive diarrhea. But it was fast, and I think it was simple, and I think it's going to be heading back up. And if you look at the weekly chart, someone pointed out the weekly chart to me with Ripple. If we pull up the OBV and we also pull up right here, pull up the, what was going to pull up? The MACD. Right here. So look at that. This is the weekly chart. So I think that Ripple could become explosive. If not, it's already becoming explosive. So I think that you guys could wait out if you want, but I don't think that Ripple is going to fall below this level right here. I really don't think that's going to happen. I'm going to show you guys. This level right here, I just don't think it's going to happen. Right here. So I don't think it's going to fall below 45, 50 Satoshis on, I guess you could say, the weekly chart. I think it's going to continue to go up. So I'm excited. The Swole conference is soon, and I think that we could be testing the all-time high for Ripple. And you guys know I told you guys my targets in the last live stream, where my targets are for Ripple, so I'm not going to go over that again. So I know people are freaking about Ripple. Vertcoin is already on its way up from this massive dump as well, which is just astounding. I'm like so happy. All of my bags are back in the green, except for all the crap coins. If we go to the, let's go to the 4-hour. Vertcoin did fall. You can see Vertcoin's falling back down a little bit again, but it did bounce. And I'll show you guys the trend line that I've been following, which is basically a continuous a trend line that everyone should be following. If we look right here, Vertcoin has bounced perfectly off that trend line. It could retrace a little bit and test the trend line again, but I'm not too worried about Vertcoin, and I have all my Vertcoin in storage, not on the exchanges, and I'm not planning on swinging it because I bought it at a very low price, so I'm not too worried about swinging. I'm just not going to do that. Maybe Litecoin, since Litecoin I'm a little bit more active on trading, but we can see it's following this trend line. I think it will bounce, if not already heading back up. You can see it's heading back down right now, but I think that it's going to continue on this uptrend, and I just don't see it going below this uptrend line. Now, if it does fall below this uptrend line, it's a different story. Maybe I'll update you guys on Twitter, but I just don't see it happening. You can see this candlestick. I mean, look at this candlestick, guys. Look at this candlestick. Somebody bought the crap out of this dip, bringing it back up here, and the candlestick ended above the uptrend line. So same thing kind of happened with Litecoin as well. But yeah, so I'm following Vertcoin closely. I think Vertcoin is going to become, if we do see this altcoin party that I'm planning on, this altcoin party in the future, relatively soon, I think that Vertcoin is going to be one of those coins that becomes explosive, especially since it's a SegWit coin. And I would have to say the same with Decred as well. I think that Decred is going to be explosive as well. Vertcoin, they have a lot of things on the roadmap. They have things that they're actively working on. You guys know everything that I've said in the past 2 live streams. I keep repeating myself, so I don't want to talk too much about Vertcoin. But it is following the uptrend line still precisely, and I just don't think it's going to break it. Maybe a shakeout, but I don't see it breaking it. What else can we go to? There's another coin I wanted to go to. Litecoin. So Litecoin consecutively 2 times has hit this support level. And this is LTC BTC, not LTC USD. And we all know that Bitcoin, of course, controls the rest of the market. Bitcoin has the dominance right now in the entire crypto markets, which should say something to you guys. A lot of people are dumping their altcoins and putting it into Bitcoin, 1, to get the free coins, and 2, to chase Bitcoin on the way up, because the altcoins are obviously falling and Bitcoin is extremely bullish right now. It really is. But Litecoin, on the other hand, it looks like it's gonna bounce off of this support level right here. A lot of support here. Until I always look at LTC USD pair. I don't really trade Litecoin to Bitcoin, which I'm gonna start getting into like soon. And you can see on the LTC BTC, and I called out the bottom to the private trading group, the Crypto Campus Club, and then I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here? So I actually got in a little bit above where the bottom hit for the LTC USD pair, but you can see right here, so a lot of support here at these levels for Bitcoin to Litecoin pair, and we can see it hit literally at this level, and the candlestick ended above it. And you can see this candlestick is starting to retrace back down. So I still expect a bounce at this level. And if it does fall through this level really heavily, that's not good. That's not good at all. That would be like really bad. But I think the reward is a lot higher right now than the risk for it to bounce off of this support level. Same thing with Ripple, to a sense. So I'm not too worried. We have to watch Litecoin closely, and I'm gonna go over some interesting things that doesn't really pertain to Litecoin to Bitcoin. But if right here we can see at this level would be basically what I'm trying to compare to when I say the altcoin party from May is going to basically repeat itself. So if Litecoin does bounce from here and we do see that altcoin party, we're gonna see something along the lines of this type of growth. Possibly, that's what I'm hoping, because I think the alt will wake up. So that's what I'm looking at right now. So I think, in any regard, I think Litecoin is going to test the all-time high, but we have to wait for confirmation on that. Of course, I'm still looking at a bounce right here off of the LTC BTC pair, and that should happen relatively soon. We'll know really soon if that happens, and if it breaks through that, I would be relatively shocked. if it broke through that support. An LTC BTC pair has nothing to do with the LTC USD pair. So I mean, Litecoin could bounce off of this level right here at $45. That's a possibility. So I don't think it's going to go down to $45. I think it's going to be hovering around anywhere from like $48 to like $51, and then it's going to bounce off of here, the LTC BTC pair, if I'm making any sense at all. Probably not. I'm really tired. So let's look at Lisk. I want to look at Lisk because Lisk is kind of calling my name right now. I haven't gotten into it yet, but I really do want to get into it. I posted it on Twitter. So this just correlates. I know I keep using the word correlate, but it perfectly correlates with another run happening like we saw in May, happening this year by the end of the year. And we're going to go over another scenario too with everything crashing, because there's something that's really bad going around right now, and it happens to be one word. It's called Tether. Tether is a coin that's backed by the US dollar. We'll get into it in a minute. I've read up a bunch of articles about it, and it's actually pretty bad. It could affect the entire market, and Bitfinex is one of the culprits of it, but we'll get to that in a second. Let's try to stay on topic. So Lisk, I'm looking at Lisk, and regardless of any indicators, you have the rebranding coming up relatively soon. I think Lisk is going to boom, and I am going to pick up a bag after this live stream. I'm not a financial advisor. I should have said that at the beginning of this live stream. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm going to get a bag of Lisk. It's my personal choice, simply because I know the rebranding's coming up, and I know Lisk has taken a huge explosive diarrhea dump, and this would be buying at a low. So I will be picking it up. Hopefully you guys don't pick up all of it after this live stream, but I am going to pick this up after this live stream. And then also, this is just something that I like to look at. It's a little bit of a pattern that I'm seeing. And what does this happen to be? This happens to be in May. We keep going back to May. I've gone back to May in the past 2 live streams about how bullish I am and how bullish I am on the altcoins as well. This is May, where we saw explosiveness. How much percent is that? From here to here. That's 360% growth. So yes, like I said, once the fork happens, we could see people sell off their Bitcoin because they got their free coins or whatever, and then a lot of that money flood back into the altcoins. But I really do think the altcoins will start waking up a lot sooner than the fork happening. That's just my personal opinion. Those are 2 scenarios that could pan out. Now, if you look at the yellow line right here, the yellow horizontal line, I would compare it to this yellow horizontal line right here, just on a bigger scale. Because there's a lot more money, a lot higher market cap for these coins. I mean, if you go back to April, before this massive run happened, the market cap for all of these coins was pretty low. I mean, someone was arguing with me on Twitter. People argue with me on Twitter, man. It gets rowdy. It gets really spicy. Then I pull out the walrus GIF. I think everyone that has notifications turned on my Twitter has seen the walrus GIF way too many times, and it's like, oh my gosh, you're so smart. Because people try to point something out, and let's go to the historical charts right now for Ripple. Like, oh my god, you're so smart. Wow. Oh. We're gonna pull out the historical charts for Ripple. Actually, we could just go over here. So this is April 30th, 2017 for Ripple. The market cap was $1.9 billion. The market cap, where's the market cap now? The market cap now is actually, hold on, still $1.9 billion. But let's get over, I want to go over to what I'm trying to point out if my internet decides to work. At the beginning of this year, Ripple's market cap was like $200 million. I don't know what the heck is wrong with my internet. It's really bothering me, but whatever. So the market cap for Ripple at the beginning of this year was, actually, see right here, the Ripple market cap is $9.4 billion. In April, it was $1.9 billion. The beginning of this year, in January, it was like $250 million. So looking at Lisk, I don't know why I'm jumping around all over coins, but I'm trying to let you know that we've had explosive growth this year, and we're having a lot of attention put towards cryptocurrencies. So let's get over to Lisk again. All right, where's Lisk? All right, so Lisk. Lisk's market cap was probably like a few $1 million at the beginning of the year. and now you can see that it jumped in May, and we saw a second run after that first run. So this would be comparable right here, in a sense. First run, second run, ending up above the original run. And what's in correlation with this is that Lisk is going to be rebranding. You knew what happened with NEO. Do I think that what's going to happen to Lisk is going to happen, what happened to NEO is going to happen on the same level with Lisk? I don't think so. I think Lisk will still have a lot of growth, but I don't think it's going to match up to NEO because they're two completely different platforms. NEO's proof of stake, kind of like Ethereum, but whole bunch of other stuff. We've talked about it. So I think Lisk will have growth, and I am going to get into Lisk relatively soon to ride the wave, because I think that it is going to jump up, especially because of the rebranding. So this is something to look at. It's interesting, and it has the same thing. I mean, if you look at XRP, let's get over to XRP. Where XRP at? I don't know. Well, let's get up XRP. I'll show you guys the pattern with XRP. We talked about it before on Bittrex. XRP is following this pattern almost. I mean, it looks like it's falling down a little bit, but I don't think it's going to fall below that level that I just talked about. So right here. And what do we have coming up? We have the Swell Conference. So I think Ripple will wake up, and I think it will go up. I have my Ripple, and I'm not planning on trading my Ripple. So this is just another relative comparison. And what are the dates for this? Holy moly, it's right before May. Right here, April, May. So the beginning of May is when we saw this run up, which is crazy. Swell Conference, crazy. I think Ripple's going to be taking a run for its money. I think Lisk is probably going to take a run for its money relatively soon. If it goes down further by the time this live stream ends, more power to me. I'm getting some cheap A Lisk. So that's that. And I think, look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's still heading up. Don't think it's planning on stopping until we hit like $5,200. Now we could hit 49.77 and retrace a little bit, like 5%, and then it will bolt back up further than $5,200. But I think it'll hit 5,200, and then it will retrace a little bit, maybe to the bottom of the price channel, and then continue up. We'll have to see. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. Gotta let you guys know, I do not have a crystal ball. I wish I did. So Litecoin, like I said, I'm hoping for a bounce. Oh, this is Syscoin. I was looking at Syscoin. Doesn't look like it's too much in favor of the historical charts, but Syscoin had massive growth. I mean, you can look at the growth right here. Syscoin just had a lot of growth, 600% almost in May. So I don't think it's gonna do that again. There's a couple coins that I was looking at. I was looking at PivX, PivX being one of them. I think 10x Pay is gonna do well, especially since 10x Pay is 10x Pay is going to be a game changer for cryptocurrencies. But I made a list here. I think XCM will eventually wake up. I did tweet about it. I said I'll pick my XCM back up at 4K sats. Let's see where it is now. I think it's literally hovering around 4K sats. Let's see, XCM. So XCM is actually at exactly 4K satoshis. So I don't know if I'm going to pick it up yet. I'm going to wait it out. I put my XCM in XRP, which is Ripple. So I'm going to wait that out, but I think XCM will eventually wake up as well once the altcoin party does start. But what I'm looking at is profit potential. I think Lisk has a lot of profit potential. I think Ripple has a lot of profit potential. I think XCM has a lot of profit potential. Some of these smaller coins like 10x Pay probably has a lot of profit potential. Golem had a big run up in May, so I don't know if Golem's going to do the same thing again. I don't have any Golem. I know I talked about Golem once on my channel. But it broke out of that support really badly, so I definitely didn't pick up any Golem. Let's see. So, still waiting for Litecoin could still finish up around this support level right here. It bounced a little heavy before. I'm gonna check out the chat box in just a second, and we're gonna go over some news real quick as well. So yeah, Litecoin could still head down a little bit, but I'm expecting a bounce. I am expecting a bounce. But Bitcoin is doing fantastic. I still have my Bitcoin. I got into Bitcoin a while ago. I don't know if I think I told you guys when I got into Bitcoin, but I think XRP could test the highs. I really do think XRP could test the highs. The closer we get up to the conference, I think that's going to happen. But the thing is, which has never happened in history before, we saw it with Bitcoin Cash, and Bitcoin fell to $1,700. And now Bitcoin is rising before the fork because everyone missed out on that free money because everyone was selling because they were fearful of the fork. Now, it's the opposite. People are buying into the fork because they want to get that free SegWit2x money or coins, Bitcoin Gold or whatever, and that's why the price of Bitcoin is rising. One of the reasons, and that's why people are emptying out their altcoins. So it's a little bit of a different story. We have to obviously take that into account. The altcoins could be dying until the fork, which is a possibility, but I just really think that these coins are going to wake up before the fork. That's what I think, especially Ripple. I mean, Ripple does its own thing. Ripple just takes on its own path. It does not compare to any of the altcoins. So, what's up? What's up? I'm gonna check out the chat box, and then we're gonna go over some news. I literally have a whole browser over here full of news that we're gonna go over in just a moment. I'm gonna check out the chat box, see what you guys are up to, because I have not looked at the chat box. I'm going to actually take out the video part right here, and also the chat box, so that I'll do that in a minute. I'll do that in a minute. I'm gonna check out the chat box, see what you guys are up to. I need more Vertcoin. I'm excited about Vertcoin, I really am. And I'm kind of excited about Lisk. I am gonna get a bag. Will I become a bag holder? We'll have to wait and see, but I think the reward is a lot greater than the risk for Lisk. Especially since, I mean, when is this rebranding happening? If anyone in the chat box can tell me when this rebranding is gonna happen, because, you know, every time I hear is, oh, the rebranding, oh, and then it's like, where is the rebranding? It's like the developers of Lisk are just taking a lifetime trip around the world to talk about Lisk, but I'm over here waiting for the rebranding. Where it at though? I'm waiting. Give me the rebranding. I'm gonna buy my Lisk. I'm telling you, I'm gonna buy my Lisk. And I think Vertcoin. You guys know what I think about Vertcoin. There's no way in heck I'm gonna sell my Vertcoin, because I think that by the end of the year we're gonna look back and we're gonna be like sitting on our yachts with our Vertcoin. Yeah, I think Vertcoin's a good one. I mean, Bitcoin Gold is a GPU mined coin. What is Vertcoin? GPU mined. Just too much correlation in the house. Lisk rebranding was supposed to happen in November. Why is Litecoin better than Growistlecoin? I think there's like, what is there, 3 Ethereum Litecoins? 3 Ethereum Litecoins. ELTC, I was going to get the airdrop for ELTC, but I was just too lazy and I decided to sleep instead of signing up for the airdrop for the Ethereum Litecoin. I mean, it's like, what the heck is that? It's like, what the hell? I don't know what that is. All of these Ethereum, there's an Ethereum Bitcoin. It's like, what? I'm not going to get that. Bitcoin is and always is the king. Yes, it is. Bitcoin will pass all-time high. I agree. Sitting on my yak. I think things are looking good. How many people? We have 235 people watching right now. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to my channel. I hope you guys are enjoying this live stream. I hope I'm making some sense here. We're going to get into the news, because the news is very bullish, and we've talked about that multiple times. The news is just so bullish. Oh, and we also have to talk about the one other scenario. There's one scenario that is so bearish that is so bad. It's like, and it's called Tether, USDT Tether. Tether is a coin that's supposedly backed by the US dollar, but only the Federal Reserve can back the US dollar, and Tether is used on Bitfinex, and there's just a lot of chaos, and Tether was audited like 4 times. So Tether could really screw up the markets. And when I say it can screw up the markets, it could literally crash the market like we saw it with Mt. Gox. When the Mt. Gox happened, the hack happened, you guys remember what happened to Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin dropped drastically. So this same scenario could be boiling and heating up right now with Tether, which is USDT. You can, and it's supposed to be a hedge coin. So the USDT Tether is always supposed to be $1. It's always supposed to be $1, never less or never more, because it's supposedly backed by the US dollar here in the USA, which is illegal, and they've been audited 3 times, and there's a lot of suspicion with the tether coin. You can trade it on Bittrex, you can trade it on Bitfinex, and it's used as a hedge, like I said. So I don't know what's gonna. That's something that we can't predict. You know, if that ends up being a huge issue with Tether, and I'm sure, I don't know if anyone, the Tether people need to be arrested. So people in the chat box know what I'm talking about. Tether is crazy. Tether is nuts. Whenever I do sell out of my coins, I put it into USD. Or I'll put it into Bittrex, I'll transfer it to GDAX, and then I'll put it into USD. I've never used Tether before, but I think Tether could end up being a huge scam. And if what is looking like it's going to happen happens, Bitfinex could just tumble down and crash and become invisible, no longer a thing, and we could see a whole crash in the entire cryptocurrency market, because basically what Tether is ending up being is a huge fraud. That's what it's looking like right now. So not good stuff, and we don't know when that's going to happen. I literally would have to have a crystal ball to tell you when the Fed is going to come after Tether. I don't know, but when they do, I think that, well, number one, I think that the Federal Reserve is probably very excited to be going after Tether because of what they did, and also there's a lot of money for the Federal Reserve to make off of going after Tether. So that's a threat, and we have to take it into consideration, and I guess that's a point where you could say history would repeat itself, like the Mt. Gox incident. That would almost be that's like $500 million. There's $500 million in Tether. I mean, we could go over to right here. I don't even know where Tether is. $500 million is the market cap for Tether. But they supposedly say that it's all backed by the US dollar. I don't know. You can see it's a dollar right here. So that's just something to take into consideration, is that if we're going to see a complete fallout with Bitcoin, which could happen, it would probably be because of the USD Tether. So you guys can go ahead and thank the creators of Tether. They have been audited like 4 times. I have it on my Twitter account. I posted it on my Twitter account. It's 2 articles. They're on Steam. I think it's Steam. I'll show you guys real quick. Is this my thing? I retweeted Charlie Lee's follower. What am I doing? I'll show you guys the articles that I retweeted, and go on my Twitter account and look at these articles because they're so worth the read. It's definitely something. Okay, here's the first article. It's like the mystery of the Bitfinex Tether Bank. This is not good stuff, guys. This is like, I guess you could say I'm spreading FUD, but this is something to definitely take into consideration. Because I warned you, but even I have to warn myself because I'm fully invested right now. And once they come out with this FUD with Tether, these are articles to read, guys. There's total suspicion. You gotta read these articles, guys. It's not a joke. So this is the first article, October 7th. I posted it. And then there's a second article. Why won't Bitfinex Tether publish already existing audit reports? This is also something to look at. Take it into consideration. This is big stuff, guys. This is a huge threat. So, you know, Tether changed their website. You can see it. I mean, we can scroll down here. They scrubbed their website. Tether's website has been scrubbed of people behind Tether. This is a screenshot of when they had the management team on the Tether website. It's no longer there. The 2 advisors were the creators of Bitfinex. This is interesting stuff. Kind of crazy, kind of a big threat, and that would be the repetition of the Mt. Gox incident that happened back in the day with the hack. So that's $500 million, my friends. And if this does become a problem, the Fed Reserve goes after them, this is going to take a massive toll on not only Bitcoin, but the entire market. But it's also going to take a huge toll on the markets. I don't know what I'm saying. So I'm going to check out the chat box. We're going to get to the news, because I have a whole thing of news here that I want to go over. Most of it's bullish, so. Morse Code said, I read it. Good post. Thank you, Morse Code. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I suggest everyone to read that post that I put on Twitter. 2 of those articles are very good reads. Someone said, screw Verge. Wasn't Verge going up today? I reckon Verge was going up today. Verge is a coin that I want to talk about really briefly, not a long time at all. I'll show you guys what I mean with Verge. I don't want to ruin that. I'm definitely going to be picking me up some Lisk. I'm excited about that. Verge went 300%. Oh no, over 1,000%. I'll show you guys. So let's say history repeats itself, and I don't have any Lisk. I don't have any Verge. This is May, right here. Right here is May. May, right here. So that's actually 600%. I apologize. But if we went down to here is where I would suggest that we are. That's 3,334%. I mean, if that happened with Verge, that would be crazy, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't have any Verge. Well, I have Verge that I got a long time ago, but it's a very small percentage of my portfolio. It's like a HODL coin, but it's a very, very small percentage of my portfolio. So I have a lot of coins, but most of them are just extreme. I mean, I have Syscoin. I have a lot of coins. I have Stratus still, but I bought them a while back, and they're a very small percentage of my portfolio. So keep that in mind if I say that I have a coin. It's because I've had the coin for a while. Dump Verge. Someone just said dump Verge. Go Bitcoin. I know Bitcoin is taking off, guys. I do have Bitcoin. Absolutely. And I plan on keeping it. But I think once Bitcoin hits a relative top, I'm looking at $5,200. I think a lot of people are looking at that number too. If I put 5,000 in Verge right now and it hits $1, that's $1 million exactly. I mean, I know quite a few people that bought Verge at an extremely low price, and they are doing very well right now from its last peak. So that's pretty crazy. I had a lot of Verge at one point and I sold it, but I have a very small amount now. How do I track my portfolio, whether it's profitable? I actually use the Blockfolio app on my phone. It's done me well. Someone told me that there's a better alternative to use than Blockfolio. I'm actually going to look into it, but I mean, if you guys hear notifications go off on my phone in a lot of live streams, you actually can see that I have notifications going off on Blockfolio app. So I use Blockfolio all the time. I set alerts on Blockfolio. I have my entire like everything that I have in my portfolio on Blockfolio to track it. So if it hits $5,200, will there be a correction? Well, that's my target, but I think that it's going to be a small correction. I don't think it's going to be a significant correction when it hits $5,200. We'll have to wait and see. Possibly I'll get into a swing, but I think it's going to hit $5,200 and it's going to fall to the bottom of this price channel, which would be like around $4,900, probably hitting, bouncing off of the all-time high here after hitting $5,200. That's what I'm really feeling. I mean, to get in my emotions, I'm feeling that. So thank you, Blockfolio. Yeah, Blockfolio. I don't know if you can have Blockfolio on Android, but I have it on my iPhone. So guys, get an app called Blockfolio to track your coins. Absolutely. Blockfolio is the crap. I've been using it for a while. It's amazing. It's very basic. It's like a BlackBerry phone when you use Blockfolio. Like, it's very basic. But I like basic when it comes to tracking my cryptocurrencies. I don't want to have anything too, crazy. But so yeah, Bitcoin. Let's go over to the news. I'm gonna check out the chat box one more time. I'm gonna pop into the news browser so that we can look at the news, and then it's gonna be gone. All right, let me change the browser that we've got here. It's kind of crazy. I can't believe I saw that with Lisk. It's like little things like that you identify. Like, I really just want to go back to Lisk right now. It's like little things like this that you identify that make you the most money. Now, I am going to get into Lisk. I'm telling you, I'm going to get into Lisk, but I'm not a financial advisor, so trade at your own risk. Always have stop losses set. I'll definitely probably have my stop loss set for Lisk, but it's buying it at a low. I mean, this is a very low price to buy it at. And I think that it will reverse. And I mean, you can look over here. This is just so comparable and relative. And you guys know that I look at the historical charts frequently. So let me pull up the news. I don't know where this browser is. Maybe I can do this. All right, there we go. There it is. We've got it in the chat box. Not the chat box, the live stream. All right, we're going to go over the news. I'm going to check out the chat box one more time. We have 235 people watching right now. Make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe to my channel for more live streams. And also follow me on Twitter. The market loves whole round numbers for Bitcoin. So Bitcoin will hit $5,000. Well, actually, Bitcoin will, I mean, I know Bitcoin does like round numbers. I think that's a nice psychological way to think of it. But I think Bitcoin will hit above the all-time high. And possibly, if you're looking at like a one-day candlestick, it'll hit $5,200, and then it will retrace, possibly lining up at that $5,000 number. But I think it's gonna hit 50. I think it's gonna break out of the all-time high. Maybe not even that, because $5,000, people sold off at $5,000. That was the last all-time high. So all the people that psychologically sold at $5,000 at that barrier of $5,000, they're either already sold out and bought the dip at $35 or $3,000 or whatever, or they're hodling and it didn't sell. So I think that $5,000 isn't really a psychological barrier anymore. We're well past that. I think that the next psychological barrier would be like, $5,500 or $6,000. But I do agree with you on round numbers. The market does follow round numbers, so it wouldn't be like $5,200 and $5,260. It would be like $5,200. So I do agree with you on that point. Alright, I'm going to check the chat box out for a few more minutes, and then we're going to hop into the news, because there's a lot of bullish news out there. There's no FUD. China's getting back in. It's getting crazy. It's getting crazy. Only bought Bitcoin to buy alts. Some people like alts, some people like Bitcoin, but right now the Bitcoin is winning. I think Bitcoin has a lot to grow, especially since SegWit is relatively new as well. You got to take that into consideration. So that's why I think a $12,000 Bitcoin, $13,000 Bitcoin is not to be underestimated. I think that the possibility is there. It's definitely there, especially since we're entering into the fifth wave, the fifth Elliott wave. I think that we could be heading up to those numbers. It's a possibility. So $6,000 is like the at least level, but I think that if we just continue, $12,000, absolutely, it's a possibility. You guys saw my tweet and my last live stream. How high can Ripple get realistically? Well, I really do think Ripple is gonna at least hit 8,000 satoshis. At least, if you look at the Fibonacci retracement, I'm looking at 8,000 satoshis at least. But I think it's going to be heading up, testing the highs, the all-time high. And we've gone over multiple times on how Ripple is not the same as other coins. Ripple does its own thing. When Ripple goes, it goes. All the altcoins are down, but Ripple stands. So Ripple leads its own way, and I think that Ripple is the bank's coin. So $10 billion can easily drop right into Ripple like it's nothing. Like it's nothing. Like it's a simple, small payday on a Friday. So I don't think it should be underestimated, guys. Litecoin is not a pump and dump. Litecoin is a serious coin, and it is why. Litecoin is a serious coin. I think that it's going to be the world payment system. Bitcoin is going to be a store of value. So if you guys are hodlers, I'm big on hodling. If I tell you guys that I sell or buy or swing, very small portion of my entire holdings. The rest of my holdings are in cold storage. Cold storage on the Ledger Nano S. And paper wallets. So, and if I do swing, it's a very small percentage. You should never swing your entire holdings. That's just crazy. Vitalik has never had any. Okay, Lawrence, thank you for that chat. I would have to. He has unicorns on his shirt, which I'm not going to discriminate unicorns. You never know. You never know. What's the good word? How long has this live stream been running for? It's been 54 minutes, so hopefully we can knock out this news and end it at an hour. I'm a noob though, just got lucky. We got a lot of new people retuning in from my last live stream. I know I talked about Ripple at 47 sats, or a little bit less than 47 sats. I got in after that live stream. All right, let's get over the news. I'm gonna actually make it full screen so that the words aren't cut out. So let me do this real quick. Move to the bottom. There we go. All right, we're gonna get into the news, and then I'm gonna be heading out here. I'm gonna be heading out here with my Litecoin and my Bitcoin. Hope you all are having a fantastic night. I hope nobody panic sold. I know that people were getting mad. People were getting mad, man, about my post on Twitter, but it's so true. It's like, you can't panic sell. especially at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so let's get over to the news. I'm going to show you guys the tweet real quick. I'm going to pop in my Twitter. Let me make sure I put the screen over here. And then we're going to get over to the news. So I tweeted today. People are going to get mad. But life goes on, guys. Life goes on. Life is amazing. Especially when you're trading cryptocurrencies, because a lot of money is made. So I posted on Twitter today. Well, I said let's all get together and sing Kumbaya to our altcoin bags, which is true. I mean, I think a lot of people sung Kumbaya since a lot of these coins bounced. So I think the Kumbaya worked. All right, so you panic sold, you lose, sucker. I know people got upset at that tweet, but I got 50 likes on it. I'm just joking, guys. But yeah, I mean, I didn't mean to be rude or anything. It's just you shouldn't panic sell. Emotions will kill your profits, and I cannot stress that enough. Surprised that this has only gotten 2 likes, but whatever. You know, only the people that are viewing my live stream are going to see that post. Whatever. So, all right, let's get to the news. Bitcoin rallies to hit a 1-month high, but experts warn of a volatile upcoming event. Volatile upcoming event. Now, when I first saw this subheading, or this heading for this article, I was like, oh my gosh, tether. Oh my gosh, everything is going to go to the floor. Tether, the Federal Reserve, oh my gosh. But I scroll down and I read the article, they're talking about the fork. Now, clearly, this is where you understand that CNBC has no clue what they're talking about. And everyone that writes a CNBC article that's a journalist has absolutely no clue what they're talking about. So, experts warn of a volatile upcoming event. You know damn right, everyone that sold the last fork, and they were jealous of all these people that were getting free money, are buying the heck out of this Bitcoin because they want to get that free money for the fork. So CNBC, once again, totally wrong, doesn't know what they're talking about. I think that Bitcoin will head up, and I think people are hedging into Bitcoin to get the free coins, and then possibly we could see the altcoin party start after that. Like I said, it could happen before that, which I think it's going to happen before that, before everyone starts hedging out. So that's an interesting post. This is about Bitcoin rallying up to a 1 month, hits the 1 month high, which is true, and it's going to continue to go up, but this is where CNBC gets a little crazy for me. It gets a little rowdy. And if you look at Bitcoin, if you just search, I know I tell you guys a lot to search Bitcoin on Google. I sometimes look at Google Trends as well for Bitcoin, and it can show you what the trending volume is for Bitcoin on Google. And I think Bitcoin is trending at an all-time high right now on Google. So this is pretty interesting. So if you go to the news section, just search Bitcoin right here. So there's a lot of, well, this is actually relatively new on Business Insider. Bitcoin will eventually collapse. Wow. So Ken Rogoff is saying some crap about Bitcoin. But you can see there's a lot of bullishness. Bitcoin frightens government. John McAfee, you know John McAfee thinks there's a $500,000 Bitcoin by what, 2022? Bitcoin's price bubble will burst under government pressure. Uh-oh, that's not good news. I didn't see that post. What's Bitcoin exactly and should I invest in it? So the USA Today, I've never seen a post by USA Today. That's interesting. Bitcoin is closing in on its all-time high. True. Bitcoin is up nearly 60% from its September low. This is MarketWatch. MarketWatch also deals with postings on the New York Stock Exchange. Recovers from China shock. This is Yahoo Finance, UK. Bitcoin hits more than 1 month high, recovers from China shock. Here's why Bitcoin will replace gold so easily. 6 hours ago on Forbes. Wow, phenomenal. Fortune, a Bitcoin crash could really punish these stocks. I looked at this article. It's about how, you know, Nvidia and AMD, they both provide video cards that mine cryptocurrency. So if Bitcoin takes a hard hit, AMD and Nvidia will take a hard hit as well. No crap. Very obvious, because I think gamers are pissed off about Nvidia and AMD cards going up because with there's a lot of buying pressure for these video cards. So those stocks would take a hit if Bitcoin did fall. Why can't gold compete with Bitcoin? Wow, this is pretty controversial. Here's why Bitcoin won't replace gold so easily. Actually, it said won't. So easily, whatever. Right here, Forbes is actually spreading some FUD right there. Don't fear forks. There's only one Bitcoin. I believe that the main chain is always going to be the strongest. So when the fork does happen, just like Bitcoin Cash, I think that the main chain is always going to be the strongest chain. People are buying in to get those free coins. So Forbes is spreading a little bit of FUD. Sounds of Bitcoin. What music does a crypto guru listen to? That's an interesting post. So there's still a lot of bullish posts on Google for news, but interesting enough, there's Business Insider Ken Rogoff, Bitcoin will eventually collapse. And then there's 2 Forbes posts about how Bitcoin will not compete with gold. I actually didn't see these posts before I did this live stream, but I really don't think it's going to hit the prices too hard. Bitcoin's price bubble right here will collapse while the tech that underpins it will live on. So this is the same guy, Kenneth Rogoff. So this is this post right here, Ken Rogoff. But this is CNBC, so they posted on Business Insider. Of course, they're going to get it on all the mainstream media outlets, whatever this jackoff says. Excuse my language. But, yep, so this guy thinks that if the bubble collapses, tech will live on. And I do think that as well. I really do believe in stablecoin. So this guy thinks that. So this is like Jamie Dimon talking crap about Bitcoin. So we'll have to watch that closely. But I still believe that we're going to be topping out at $5,200, possible swing. And the news is obviously a little controversial right now. I didn't even notice this stuff before I did the live stream, but I think people are fearless, and more so because of the fork that's happening to get the free coin. So, interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. So, former Goldman Sachs right here. Former Goldman Sachs VP believes Bitcoin's the next internet. I think that we went over this post. Goldman Sachs is really eyeballing Bitcoin heavily. So, I think that they could be getting into the market. Of course, they want to create their own exchange. So, like I said, guys, there's big money that wants to get in, institutional money, Fidelity Investments, Goldman Sachs, just a lot of money that's trying to get in, and I think that they're eventually going to make their way into it once the SEC approves it. So they're right at our doorstep. But there's always going to be FUD spreaders, guys. BitConnect. I can't even tell you how many times I go on YouTube and I get like a BitConnect advertisement of some guy on his yacht. He's like, oh yeah, I'm on my yacht and I'm earning from BitConnect. A lot of people think BitConnect's a scam. I don't have any BitConnect and I won't have any BitConnect until I find any actual use case for it. Don't get into BTG. I don't know what BTG is. Everyone thinks BitConnect is a scam. BitConnect sounds like the biggest scam ever. There's a lot of people on YouTube, just like Chaincoin. When Chaincoin popped up and exploded, now BitConnect is becoming like this YouTube Express, and people are talking about BitConnect. I don't even know anything about BitConnect, and I don't know. I like to look at coins that actually have value. Alright, guys, I'm going to check out the chat box a little longer. He's the dude on the yacht. Yeah, that's the guy. Nobody knows who created BitConnect. Nobody knows. It's like kind of like Satoshi Nakamoto with Bitcoin, so I don't know. So we've talked about Tether today. How Tether could be a huge threat and could be an issue kind of like Mt. Gox, which can drop the entire cryptocurrency market. We also have institutional money that wants to get in. We also have Bitcoin breaking out into a new all-time high. My level's at $5,200. We went over everything today. So this is basically concluding the live stream. Make sure to smash that like button before you leave this live stream. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and also follow me on Twitter. My handle is @CryptoHedge_. And if you're interested in joining the private trading group or the Crypto Club campus, which is more so educational than just putting out calls, make sure to DM me or direct message me on Twitter. No one gives an F about USDT. I don't either. What's up, Les? Thank you for smashing that like button. USDT is what I'm making money off of right now. I'm going to scroll up and see what's up in the chat box. People have been talking about Altcoin. Salt, it's supposed to be a lending platform. I don't know too much about it. I have not gotten into it. I was told about it a while back. I'm talking like a few months back, and I still have not gotten into it. So I know Salt is pretty high up on the charts. Where's Salt at? Where's Salt? I think I passed it. I don't know. Salt's like top 20, I think. Salt is rank 40, so it's definitely popped up on the charts. It's down 17% right now, but I don't know too much about Salt. I did tweet about it, and I might look into it, but as of right now, I'm not getting into it, so. If you're going to mess around with lending, might as well trade margin, right? Am I right? Am I right? Might as well margin trade. I don't know. Salt is an interesting motive. XVGs for the win the next 3 weeks for Verge, possibly. I'll cover it if we start seeing some craziness, some rowdiness. If it gets spicy. What is the most positive outcome regarding Tether not affecting the market? Well, the positive outcome would be everything else that we've talked about that's bullish. The stock market getting in. Not the stock market getting in. What am I saying? Wall Street getting in. Big institutional money getting in. There's a lot of bullishness, but there's also, we have to take into consideration the Tether issue right now that people haven't really even talked about. It's still an issue. They won't even release their audits. So, alright guys, I'm going to be tuning out now. Thank you for tuning in. Take care, have a good night, and I will see you on the next live stream. Take care, guys.